happy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, and this is day 5 and day 6 of my December daily. And today my starting point is the back of this 4x6 photo, and then I got nothing because I don't do foundation pages and I just fly by the seat of my pants. So first story of these two days is this photo of my boys. And you can see they are too cool for school. And so I'm actually going to do a page about them being too cool for school. So I decided what I wanted was some interactivity because that's what I really enjoy in my December daily. So I have this vellum piece that I printed from my Fa La La Feelings collection, and I printed the whole collection on vellum and acetate in different ways to kind of play around when I was printing. So I have a lot of leftovers from printing that, and so I decided to cut it down. This obviously is a 4x6 photo, so I cut it down to about 6 by 3.5 so that I would have this little flap here, because what that's going to do is it's going to allow for the holes in the binder and not, you know, this won't interfere with the holes. So I'm actually going to punch those holes first so that I, there it is. I'm always losing my hole punch so that I don't lose track of where they are. Okay, so that's where the holes go. And then this is where the vellum will go. And I'm gonna make this a flap that folds out. And on the back of the flap that folds out, I printed out some journaling. I wanted to get my thoughts in order, and the journaling was a little bit longer than I like to do by hand. So I'm going to, I just printed it out so that I could have it done that way. And then on the front of this, I'm going to apply this tag. And I'm actually going to change what it says with some letter stickers. I want some, let's see, I want some gold. These little gold letter stickers are perfect. Let's see, but I don't have the right, I don't have any ends. So I'm gonna have to go with something else. Let's see. Definitely not gonna have any ends in that one. I just want to add not so merry and bright. What about this one? N-O-T-S-O. And it's silver on gold, and I actually kind of like that contrast. So that works for me. Okay, so the middle of not so would be T. So I'm gonna put the T down first. And then I'm gonna work my way out from the T, just so that I know that it's a kind of centered. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't know where I got these letter stickers from. They're pretty old. I pretty much only use them at Christmas time. They're very Christmassy. Not so merry and bright. And I actually don't like that. Okay, so let's reposition them. Take these off. Luckily, they're not very sticky after all these years. Might actually have to use some glue when I'm done with this to make sure that they stick down. So what if we do them stacked up on top of each other? Come here, in. No, because you still, see, I like these letters, but you really cannot read them very well. I wonder what I can do to alleviate that problem. I get to add a little label to put them on. Oh, but I get to dig through my labels to do that. 1 second, let me grab them. Actually, let me grab this and see if I can find a label large enough. These are the Merry and Bright stickers. There should be a sheet with labels on it. Okay, but they're not gonna be big enough, so that's not gonna work. I'm not sure that there are any labels in the actual die cuts, so let's look in the label bin that I've got, see if we can find one that will work. grab it from over here. So I've got like this big, ooh, and a pen. I've got this big just mess of labels that I kind of have collected over time. That one is way too big. That's too big too. Well, that one could work, but it's too pink. What about, okay, I know that I'm gonna bring in some green on the other side of this spread. So I wonder if there's any Christmassy green labels. Actually, what am I thinking? I am using my Fa La La Feelings collection, which means I can use my Fa La La Feeling embellishments, which I know are in here somewhere. And there are definitely labels in there. Here they are. Because I always include labels in my collection. All right, so what was I thinking? Let's see here. There's gotta be one somewhere. And it will match because I'm using that collection mostly for this spread. All these cute die cuts. Oh, 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 look at that. Ooh, there's a green one. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with green, but only because I know that I'm gonna incorporate some green on the other side. And so I want to make sure that there is green on this side too. Okay, so let's do this not so here. I'm gonna put it right in between the two green strips. I think it's just these letter stickers that are kind of hard to read in general. They'd probably look good on something like black, but they have a hard time reading on light things. Not so. Oh wait. Well, at least these letter stickers really stick to this printed paper. Okay, not so, and I'm gonna notch it since I have that extra room on the end. And I'm gonna drop my scissors. Good thing I have 3 pairs sitting right here. Okay. Now where, Okay, so this tag actually came from one of my DIY Your Scraps videos, so it was already done for me. So that made that easy. Not so merry and bright. I like it. Now let's put down the journaling here. Oh, printer paper likes to roll up with the adhesive. Okay. So I want it to be just kind of centered on here. And then let's put I want this to be not centered just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to put it here, just hanging off slightly because I still have to contend with those rings. So I don't want it to hang off too much. So there we go. And now I pulled out the big gold 5 here. And I think I'm going to put it, here rather than on here, because this just kind of overwhelms everything and it's pretty large. So I want to kind of hide it just a little bit. So I think I'm gonna put it here. Actually, what if I put it here? Oh, I kind of like that. And then what if I took some embellishments? Oh, you know what I definitely need are those cute little coffee cups from this collection, because this was a coffee run. My kids, they go to school at 7:30, 8:30, and 9:30. So I'm basically running in circles every morning. And this morning, I happened to have all 3 of them in the car because my oldest had to go to school early to take a test that he had missed due to a field trip. So I had all of them in my car, which I had already dropped Finn off at this point. He goes to school first. And so, because I had something so rare, which was all of them together at once in the morning, I decided to stop for coffee. And so this this page is about how they're too cool for school at this point. Look at these mean mugging faces that they've got going on. Crazy kids. Okay. What about something like this? Oh, I like that. Then I could put this somewhere else. Or I could put it right here. No, because that covers up the 5 too much. Okay, I kind of like that cluster, but it's too big. Okay, so let's just start. I like the way that this 5 weaves in and out of, or the flowers weave in and out of the 5. So let's start there. Once I put the 5 down on the photo, it's going to be there forever because adhesive and the photos. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Ugh. I initially left the bottom blank because I was going to add my journaling there, and then I decided that my journaling was too long to add there, so I didn't. So I had all that extra blank space on the bottom of the page. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the front because it ties in that green banner a little bit more, which is awesome. Exactly what I want. So the question is, where should I put it? I can't cover up the words. I think I'm just gonna slide it right under here a little bit. Call it good. Okay, now I have to adhere the vellum. So I'm going to use some washi tape. I'm going to use this red Christmassy washi tape. And I'm just trying to apply it right in the middle of the washi tape so there is a decent amount of washi left over. Nice. So that I can just stick this right here, leaving just a little space so that it has room to fold. It doesn't need to be a huge space, but butting it right up to the edge of that vellum would make it hard for it to fold. Okay. Trim this, and I think this side is good to go. Yes, I like that. I have to adhere it to the back of this. Okay. So the way that I did that, adhering the washi tape to the back of this photo before I adhered the photo to this photo, made it so that you can't see that washi tape here. If I had adhered the photos together before I started that, then you would be able to see the washi tape on this side and it would not do well with the design of that page. So there is day 5. And now let's pull in day 6. So day 6, I actually had a holiday activity where I got to take some photos. And I have this really adorable photo of Finn and I. And I printed it a little bit off center because I'm going to do something similar on this side that I did on that side. So I have this really cute. This is from my Fa La La Feelings collection. And I wanted to incorporate a film strip, photo booth strip, on this page as well. And so the best way I thought to do that would be to create a little pocket And I'm gonna do it with this Believe in the Magic card from the Fa La La Feelings collection. And it's gonna make it so you can pull this in and out. So I'm gonna just adhere that down, and I'm gonna do it with red line tape because the red line tape is skinnier than my, here it is, skinnier than my tape runner. So it'll give me a nice small edge. So I have more pocket room. And then make sure I go right along the edge so that I am saving as much room in the middle as possible. So Finn and I went to his school dance, his holiday family dance together. Patrick was working and my big boys are too big to go to an elementary school dance. So it was just Finn and I. And it made for adorable photo opportunities. I made sure to grab a picture of he and I in our holiday regalia before we left. And then the photo booth is actually, they set up a selfie scene at the school, but it was kind of impossible to actually get the decorations that they had set up in the photo booth, like in the frame. So it ended up just being like us taking selfies, which is not abnormal and totally awesome and fine with me. But since I didn't get any of the decorations in the photos, I decided to just crop them up real close together and turn it all black and white so that, oh, I guess it would help to put tape on the bottom, but I didn't do that and now it's stuck forever. So let's see here. This is what happens when I'm trying to talk and think. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe I'll fix it off camera later, but that's silly. Make sure you seal up your whole pocket. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the last fold out, but I'm gonna do it on the inside instead. And I'm gonna use this cute red and white shiny candy cane stripe. And I'm doing it before I put the journaling down, which I have also printed out because it was a long journaling. I wanted to fill up a lot of this 3x8 flap. So when I'm doing a lot of journaling for my own sanity, I like to make sure that I print it out. Not because I don't love my handwriting, and my handwriting is not great, and I'll be the first one to tell you that, but not because of that, because I still think that putting in your handwriting in your album, even if it's garbage handwriting, is great for posterity, but because my hand starts to hurt when I have to write too much, and yeah, I'm not a fan. Big whiny baby. Okay. So we've got this flap now, and I actually feel like I need to move the flap closer because you can see all this sticky in between, and that is not good because it gets sticky in the album. But when you're folding it this way, you can get a little bit closer than if you're putting the washi tape on the inside of the fold. There we go. Okay, so now I've got another flap. The hair is stuck in it. There we go. And I did not end up filling up that whole space, which is fine because I can just decorate in here. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to add another paper in here because the white on white is not making me happy. And then I'm also going to, I have this big 6, which I think is too big, but I kind of love it anyway. If I put this here, it adds another like layer of prettiness. Plus you can have a nice backing for that 6. So I think I'm gonna do that. And since I'm putting a paper on the inside flap, I'm going to actually sandwich the adhered part of this doily in between, oops, wait a minute, in between the two pieces of paper, so you don't see where it's stuck. Oh no. And this doily is actually the other part of the doily that I used on day 4. So I'm using up my scraps, just like I always preach. So I want it to be, oh, don't get it stuck to your photo. I want it to be like right here so it doesn't cover up our faces. There we go. And since I'm going to accidentally put the adhesive on the wrong side, but since I'm going to put down a piece of paper, it's not a big deal. So we're wearing black and red. But on the other side, we have this going on. So I want to be clear about what I have. Oh, and actually this green might be kind of cool. I don't want a solid. This one might be kind of cool too. Except I'm adding words to it, so that's too much. This one's too much because I'm adding words. It's just too much red. So I think I'm gonna go with green. Decisions made quickly. And I'm gonna trim it down to 3x8. It's already almost 3 inches. I mean, already almost 8 inches. It's 8.5 by 4.25. So I just have to cut off a 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna do that from this side. Measured to a 1/2 inch instead of into 8. There we go. Let's put this down. And we can finish up this page and call it good. I'm going to measure from this side so that if there's any overhang, I can trim it off the outside. See, there's a little bit of overhang, not bad. And it doesn't look like there's enough overhang on this edge to bother me. Perfect. So let's put this 6 down. We want to make sure it doesn't cover up where the film strip is going to go. Okay, so I put this in too far, and if I put it here, it's going to cover up that. So I think maybe instead of putting it there, I'll put it on the inside. Let's see what that does for my journaling. No, too big. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use a different 6. Not a big deal. Maybe I will just do a small one, but I'm going to find a 6 and I will come back. Okay, so this is what I decided. I'm going to spell out 6 with letter stickers above my journaling. So let's put the journaling down, and then I will build a little cluster above it for that, and maybe a title. Maybe not though. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm actually gonna put it all the way at the bottom because it goes from edge to edge horizontally. And so having any space at the bottom kind of makes it look off-centered, out of proportion. So there we go. And let's get our letter stickers out. Maybe. There we go. I think that the letter stickers will be just fine right on that green. So let's do that. Put the eye down first, right in the middle. I'm gonna overlap it just slightly. Six. Okay. Now, I kind of like this candy cane. No. Oh, this is cute. What if I put this here? Oh yeah, I like that. That's perfect. And then we will be done. take these off carefully. Because these were printed at home, it's really easy for them to lose their ink. So if you have stickier stickers than the ones that I use just here, pulling those up is probably not going to work out well. Even on regularly printed like paper, sometimes you're going to pull the ink up. Okay, I think I just want it right here centered at the top. Then I will put the letters on and we will call it good. 6. Da, da, da. All right, I like that. It's cute. And the other side, also cute. Okay, let me add my holes in. I think we are good here. So here is day 5. And day 6 opens this way. Love it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, thank you.